Lots of people talk to us about stick sizing guides. What size stick should I use? There's lots of things online about putting sticks under armpits, etc. But for us, we find it's a really simple solution. If you put the end of the stick on the floor and then hold it so that you find out where the end of the handle comes with respect to the player's hip or belly button, that gives you a really good indication. What I mean by that is that if the belly button, for example, is approximately here, this is a 36.5-inch stick, is approximately here, it means that that length from the bottom of the handle to where it comes on the player is essentially the stick length that should be used. We always use the hip and the belly button to give you about a 2-inch, 5-centimetre guide. The closer the end of the handle is to the belly button, the more the player might get a little bit tucked up. But if there's a little bit of growing room required, then you're going to take something that little bit longer. Sticks these days are so much lighter, you don't get the head heaviness that is often a problem with younger players. Once the end of the stick is beneath the belly button, you're then into complete personal preference about what stick length is used. Personally, I'm 6'5", so what's that, 195 centimetres, roughly 192, and I use a 37.5. There's guides online that suggest I should use a 39-inch stick. That simply for me isn't true. It's far too heavy, far too head weighted, and I don't have the control that I would like. So once the player's belly button as a guide goes beyond the end of the handle, when the stick head is resting on the floor, it's complete personal preference. Sticks these days are getting much lighter, so there is a greater demand for 37.5-inch sticks, and it's difficult to give that guideline because many players have different body ratios. The lower body can be longer. We're certainly seeing a lot more longer-limbed girls coming into the game, therefore there's more 36.5s and 37.5s, even with 10, 11 and 12-year-old athletes. So as long as it's a modern product that's relatively lightweight, having a longer stick isn't really a problem. Very much, however, we would always say if you can get to a physical retailer, get there, try a stick, see what the correct length there is, but as a guide. Put the head of the stick on the floor, see where the handle comes up to on the player. Belly button is a reasonable guide, so if you're going to buy online, measure from the floor up to the young player's belly button in inches, because that's what most of the guides will be online, and then go from there in terms of your purchasing.